Disney Princess Film History. The Little Mermaid. Princess Ariel. People have been obsessed with mermaids long before Ariel came along. In fact, the first mermaid stories are thought to be from over 3,000 years ago. The word mermaid is from Old English, meaning sea and young woman. They are conventionally depicted as beautiful sirens with the upper half of a woman with long flowing hair and a fishtail instead of legs, enticing seamen with their harmonious singing. The origin of the mermaid started out as a half-woman, half-bird creature from ancient Greece tales, but became fish during the Christian era. There are also naturalist theories on the origins of the mermaid, deriving from sightings of the manatee, dugong, or even seals. Mermaid folk stories come from all over the world, and a wide range of folk stories, from 1001 Nights to religion such as Hinduism. They even seem to appear in modern history. Christopher Columbus is thought to have spotted mermaids near modern-day Haiti, but this account sounds more like he saw manatees. It is the Danish writer Hans Christian Andersen's version of mermaids that have become the most popular. The Little Mermaid, or in Danish, Den Lille Havfrue. The tale was first published in 1837 as part of a collection of fairy tales for children. There is also a statue portraying the mermaid in Copenhagen, Denmark, where the story was written and first published. Andersen's tale of the Little Mermaid doesn't end as happily as the Disney version. In this story, the mermaid princess fails in her mission to have the human prince fall in love with her. Instead of killing him, she throws herself into the sea and dies, becoming sea foam. In some versions, she becomes a daughter of the air, and with other daughters, is able to spend 300 years doing good deeds for humankind before gaining an immortal soul. In Maria Tartar's The Annotated Classic Fairy Tales, Tartar suggests that the Little Mermaid did not give up everything for love alone. Tartar's interpretation of the tale is one that presents a rare heroine with a curiosity which is shown through the mermaid's fascination of the unknown, the forbidden, and her intent on broadening her horizons from the start. The world above seems larger than her own and holds a greater range of possibilities to exercise her adventurous spirit. The Little Mermaid was originally going to be released much earlier than 1989. The story was planned to be part of a film anthology of Hans Christian Andersen tales under Walt Disney's direction and K. Nielsen's illustrations, but with an animator strike and the start of the Second World War, it was shelved. In 1985, Disney animator Ron Clements became interested in a film adaptation of The Little Mermaid. He discovered the fairy tale whilst browsing through a bookstore. Clements wrote and presented a 2-page treatment of The Little Mermaid to Disney chief Jeffrey Katzenberg. Katzenberg passed the project over because at that time the studio was in development on a sequel to the mermaid comedy Splash. The next day, however, Katzenberg approved of the idea for possible development. In 1987, songwriter Howard Ashman became involved with the writing and development. He proposed changing the minor character Clarence, the English butler crab, to a Jamaican crab and shifting the music style throughout the film to reflect this. At the time, the story format was revised to make The Little Mermaid a musical with a Broadway-style story structure. Ashman and composer Alan Menken teamed up to compose the entire song score. More money and resources were dedicated to The Little Mermaid than any other Disney animated film in decades. Aside from its main animation facility in Glendale, California, Disney opened a satellite feature animation facility in Lake Buena Vista, Florida. Another first for recent years was the filming of live actors for motion reference material. The Little Mermaid's supervising animators included Glenn Keane and Mark Henn on Ariel. Keane jokingly stated that his wife looked exactly like Ariel, without the fins. The character's body type and personality were based upon that of Disney Channel star Alyssa Milano, and the effect of her hair underwater was based on footage of astronaut Sally Ride when she was in space. The Little Mermaid was the last Disney feature film to use the traditional hand-painted cel method of animations. Computer-generated imagery, or CGI, was used to create some of the wrecked ships in the final battle, a staircase behind a shot of Ariel, and the carriage Eric and Ariel are riding in when she bounces it over a ravine. In late 1986, Jodie Benson first heard of the audition for The Little Mermaid through lyricist and playwright Howard Ashman. The two had just worked together in the Broadway show Smile. He knew she would be the perfect fit for the role and that she would be a great replica of Ariel. Before her audition for The Little Mermaid, she was primarily a stage actress. The Little Mermaid, Disney's first animated fairy tale since Sleeping Beauty, is an important film in animation history for many reasons. It re-established animation as a profitable enterprise, as the company's theme parks, television productions, and live-action features had overshadowed the animated output since the 50s. Walt Disney Animation was further expanded as a result of The Little Mermaid, with increasingly successful follow-ups: Beauty and the Beast, Aladdin, The Lion King. In addition, The Little Mermaid signalled the re-establishment of the musical film as a standard for Disney animated films. The Little Mermaid won 2 Academy Awards for Best Original Score and Best Original Song, Under the Sea. Roger Ebert, film critic, was enthusiastic about the film and wrote that The Little Mermaid is a jolly and inventive animated fantasy, a movie that's so creative and so much fun, it deserves comparison with the best Disney work of the past. Ariel is a fully realised female character who thinks and acts independently, even rebelliously, instead of hanging around passively while the fates decide her destiny. So The Little Mermaid was written by Hans Christian Andersen in the 1830s, and the film kind of gears towards fashion of this era. This dress is supposedly an amalgamation of dresses worn by earlier Disney princesses: Snow White's slashed Renaissance sleeves, Cinderella's ball gown shape, and Aurora's long sleeves. And let's not get past the fact that she wouldn't stand out from an 80s prom night either. The silver dress Ariel wears at the end of the film comes straight from a 1989 Vogue magazine cover. She wears a traditional white wedding dress, which is a mid to late 19th century invention, as in the colour white. White wedding dresses came into Western Europe tradition with Queen Victoria. The design of the wedding dress was also hugely popular in the 80s, a trend Princess Diana set with her dress in 1981, often known as the meringue. I couldn't really find anything on Ariel's hair, but it is free flowing like that of a classic mermaid, and the huge fringe is classic 80s, the big hair, lots of hairspray, perms, that sort of thing. It's possible that Prince Eric could be related to Prince Philip and Princess Aurora from Sleeping Beauty. In the dining room there is a painting hanging on the wall of both of them. Ariel was quite deliberately made a redhead in order to distinguish her from Daryl Hannah's character in Splash. Ariel makes appearances as a character in all the Disney parks. She can be found for meet and greets at her own special location known as Ariel's Grotto in her mermaid form, while her human form is available for meet and greets at Fantasy Fair in Disneyland. In Disney's Hollywood Studios, Ariel appears in Voyage of the Little Mermaid and in the show Fantasmic. The Broadway show opened in 2007, there have been 2 sequels, a TV series, and a concert in 2016. In the next episode of this series, we'll be reading into Belle and her film Beauty and the Beast. Is Ariel your favourite Disney princess? Was there anything new that you learned about her film? Please like, comment below and subscribe for more Disney related projects on my channel. Thank you for watching.